Alright, so this is the second Take Two match with the Shadowcraft deck that I was playing before, and the one that I played against Dragon, against those followers that couldn't be attacked. And this second match was actually pretty long, and I did record it live, but I think it's better to just watch the replay and comment on it because it was a pretty long battle, but a pretty interesting one, and I really liked it. I really liked how the enemy responded to every move. It was pretty interesting. So right off the start, I had an odd, an odd hand. I didn't need the commander, so I got rid of it, as well as the attendant. And I got Sharon, which is not really a useful card for the very first turns. It was a mirror match, by the way. And here it is. Um, it's a nice curve, because we have a card for almost every turn. So I started off with this cool cradle just for card draw. And then I used the mummy. I wasn't sure if I should have used the mummy because the storm ability of the mummy is pretty useful later. Here it was pretty nice that I got the burial grounds because that meant I would start getting shadows, and I already had two, which is very nice because many of my cards use shadows to their advantage. And here I decided to go with the ghost to get rid of this guy and attack her so that I could give some pressure, because I could have just used the Ghost-bound Sexton and traded this one in, but then I wouldn't have inflicted any damage on the enemy. So I choose to do more damage and have something on the board. And then he used the assassin, he evolved it, and killed the mummy. All right. So there was another, yeah, this was another interesting choice because I could have just gone with Sharon, but then I wouldn't have gotten the Lich. So I prefer to use the Sexton and then sacrifice him with the Resurrection, evolve the Lich, and just trade, so that I would have a strong creature which posed a threat to the enemy. Yeah, like that. DOD, Spark Joy. Now in this last turn, I could have used Sharon, evolve, and get the Lich, but I knew he had the advantage of 2 evolve points, which is, well, it's no joke. I can just throw away my evolves. So Spartoy seemed like a better choice there. Now, in this turn, I knew I couldn't let this girl leave because that would mean he would be drawing cards constantly. So I had to get rid of her. And well, to do that, I had to use Sharon. Unfortunately, I had a lot of shadows, so I got the Lich. So trade and go face. War. Now in this turn I had a conflict because I really wanted to push some heavy damage in, and I wanted to use Curse on the Lich and get rid of this, but then I realized damage just wasn't enough because it's just +2 and this guy had 7 health, which was a lot. So my other option was to play the Soul Grinder and just pass the turn. But then I was under the risk of losing Sharon as well as the Grinder. Because to get rid of this guy, he just had to trade this in. Then he will get another creature down, evolve, trade. So in this case, I just chose to go for um, inflicting as much damage as possible. So I used the Curse of Rebirth on Sharon, and then I used Kaisa. This turn took a while to figure. I think I was about to run out of time here. Go face. More ward. Face. A pretty smart move from the enemy to get rid of Andras and then give Bane to her follower. I didn't want to get all of my followers down. Now, Mordecai here was just too late. I mean, he wasn't even a threat anymore. And it was so nice that I got Olivia. That was some nice top decking, I would say Yu-Gi-Oh level. Because my only other choice would have been to use the grinder. But honestly, I didn't want that. So here I decided to just go with Olivia, and I evolved this guy and went face. Now, Mordecai and the assassin were posing no threat because he couldn't let any of these guys live. Now, this this was a bad choice from this guy because if he had just let Gawi here and maybe went face, there wasn't really much I could do because I had to kill Gawi. But that meant giving him some life. And since he killed Olivia and then he traded Mordecai into this guy, then I didn't need to give him life. Now I could just trade this in, and then I played the Necromancer, Evolve, and just trade with Gawi, which means they both died, but instead of him gaining life, he lost 2 lives. Now, from here on, it was pretty interesting because as it is right now, it would seem as if I had already won the match. But really, it wasn't anything like that. The match still went on for a while, and you'll see why. Now, this guy was a real problem because he passes on his word to another follower, which was a big problem for me. I really needed to bypass this in order to do that 1 damage. I knew he wouldn't let these guys live. He wouldn't go face. It just made no sense. So here I just choose to get rid of all the words. So I will trade this in here and this here. Fortunately, it didn't give the word to Mordecai because that would have been a huge problem. So the word went to this girl, fortunately. And now it seemed again that I had won. But then came Pluto. Now, as you can see right here, I was in big trouble. But I knew that if I played both of these cards, he couldn't let any of them live. And that was scary. I mean, just knowing that he had a 13-13 in his hand. And honestly, this this is just god level top decking. This is Yu-Gi-Oh level top decking, getting the death spread, because that was exactly what I needed. There was nothing else that could have saved me, I think. So that was the best. Yeah, that was my best play, and there wasn't really much he could do here. Maybe just using Bahamut, but I knew he didn't have it because he was taking a while, so there was no Bahamut. So he comes with this guy, and I thought to myself, oh my god, he's going to gain life. But that's just 2 life for every other allied follower that dies, and only Mordecai will die from trading. Pluto wouldn't. So it was pretty clear that there was nothing left for him to do. And that's how it finished. The ghosts would have killed him too, but they came too late. So that is how the match finished.